Hello and welcome to I'm gonna say 15th episode of the second season of the Eco Bitch Actress podcast. My name is Sadie C, and I am your host. Let's welcome back your co-host.
Well, it's been a whooping long time.
He said it's been a whooping long time. I realize when I'm using my voiceover skills, sometimes it doesn't translate. If you watch my season 1, sometimes I don't know what he's talking about.
That's 'cause your brain is fogged up.
Sure, but aren't we all? Anyway, if you have never listened to this podcast, we start with an eco tip that's great for the environment, might not be for you, but who cares? Followed by an actress story that happened to me in Hollywood. Yeah, this podcast was almost gonna die, but no, at least twice a month. That's what you can expect. When this podcast started in the historical summer of 2025, it was once a week. That was better times. Anyway, I'm pretty much just in a fuck it attitude, so
Time to take more voiceover classes.
you are absolutely right. By the way, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever rocks your boat. But I attended a white elephant for maybe the second time ever in my life. So I didn't know how it works. And I'm not just rambling. I am rambling, but it is relevant. I went to a white elephant. I did not remember how it worked. So I brought a brilliant gift. I might or might not reveal it by the end of this eco tip. But okay, white elephant, if you don't know, it's kind of like everyone brings a gift and then the person afterwards can fucking take the gift that the person before them got. It's like such a violent game. I bet some white person invented it because that's second to colonization, all the raids, you know what I mean? Because I was like the very last person. And of course, being a not colonizer, I'm not gonna like raid anyone's gift. And actually, I take it back. I am a colonizer, but I don't want to raid the things that everybody's looking at. In the 1700s, that would be some sort of gold or diamond. No, I'm not raiding those. So the gifts that everyone was trying to get, I wasn't doing that to anybody. I just laser focused on the one thing. This is embarrassing. I just laser focused on the one thing that I wanted, which was sake. And I could see that the girl who received it was like, didn't care about it. She was like, oh, it's sake. So I was like, I'm going to get that because nothing else interested me. Not the gold, not the silver, not the super cool toys, but sake. Anyway, so I was the last person. I guess that's the best position to be in. So you can grab someone's gift and no one can really steal yours. But then God had to intervene and they let this extra person who did not bring a gift to participate. And that scrawny kid anyway, excuse me, but he took my sake and I was so devastated, more devastated than I should because it's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be fun. Like, oh, he took my mandolin. I think someone got a ukulele or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and then everyone's like, haha, I took your ukulele. Yeah, it is a colonizer game. Boo. Anyways, I was so devastated. I was so emotional at that 3-pack sake that was taken away from me. But by the end, that scrawny kid actually came over because he saw that I was upset. And then he offered to give it to me because he didn't bring a gift, whatever. He was nice about it. So I took one because I only wanted one. I don't want all 3. So it was a happy ending. I got one from him and I was happy. But
What the fuck?
the story is that I was the cleaning lady at the party and I kept all the wrapping papers. There were maybe like 16 gifts. So I cleaned it up and I kept the wrapping papers. Guys, wrapping papers are such a waste. It only had a function that served itself in 1 second. The way people ripped apart those beautiful wrapping papers, like in the middle, to make it unreusable, that was the biggest anguish for me at the party. But this one was fine. So guys, the eco tip is you just save the wrapping paper and use it again, and everyone's happy. My nephew got his little picture book wrapped in a perfectly, nobody would know it was a secondhand wrapping paper because I made sure I sanitized it with my mental prowess. It was clean gift wrapper paper that my nephew received this year. You're welcome, nephew, who is 1 and received a picture book and he read it for 15 seconds. And I was happy. Happy holidays, everybody. So guys, keep and reuse your gift wrappers. By the way, okay, fuck my life. I had one new subscriber and I met her. She's like such a nice girl. I met at a party. So hey, shout out Lodi. I hope that's your name. Yeah. But yeah, that's a subscriber I know I won't lose because we're friends. Yeah. Lodi, please save your wrappers because it can make someone happy twice. Oh my God. That is such a good closing line. Lodi, there is a YouTube version, but you can also find this podcast everywhere you download your podcast. I really wish your name is Lodi because if it's not, I am embarrassed. Okay, moving on to our actress story. Today's actress story will just be another acting class medley part 3. Let's say that. So if you followed my podcast, I talked about acting class. This is the 3rd time I'm talking about an acting class, but this one is pretty wild. It's not. So let's talk about hookers. Isn't that a great attention grabber? Anyway, I have played, it's inevitable. So I have played the role of a prostitute. I think someone is definitely listening right outside my window right now because I can hear them. When I say prostitute, they just all come around. Freaking pervert dudes. I remember the very first time I played such a role was in ooh, that was another story, but in my very first acting class, we did a few scenes and one of them it was from Pretty Woman. So, Julia Roberts. So it wasn't anything like wild. It was actually a very human scene, for lack of a better word to describe it. But today's story is about that would make it my 3rd time playing a hooker. But like okay, actors don't have to become the role. If you're a murderer, you don't have to go murder a person to play a murderer. Like literally you don't and you shouldn't. There's a way called method, but I hope they don't really do method when they play a murderer. Same with prostitutes. I did not method the role, okay? But I didn't do much. In the Pretty Woman scene, which was 5, 6 years ago, right? The acting teacher was like, everything was great, but you don't seem like a hooker. You seem like just another girl, which was true, because I don't know what it's about. So anyway, by the 3rd time, I still don't know. I still did not. Okay, where am I going with this? Of course, I'm not gonna, there is very little thing you can do except read or I guess watch some YouTube stuff. I don't know. I really don't know. So I didn't do it. It's true. I did not do my homework. So whatever, I'll just be a hooker that doesn't, an unrealistic hooker. I don't even know what that means. It was an on-camera class, which means we did the scene in front of a camera and they shoot the whole scene like it's the real thing. This time the scene is also just about, it's a human story. So the call girl went into a bar and met this guy and she tried to scam him because she's a scam artist, but he scammed her back. That's the scene. It was a comedy, actually. And the thing is, it was sad because it's not like you can always be paired with like a realistically, I'm Asian, but I wasn't always paired with an Asian brother if we were playing siblings just because of the classmates. So whatever. And I was really out of it because I was paired with a very funky guy. Like he was like the clown of the class in a very neutral way. Like he was okay. He was kind in person, but his acting was clownish. And that's just part of him. But this scene did not need a clownish essence. So the climax of the scene was when I tried to, I guess, seduce him by putting my hand on the shoulder. It's all very PG-13. And he was supposed to be like charmed. First of all, I was kind of vomiting inside because it was pretty gross. He was like really old. Not that he's old, that's why it's gross. It's just the scene of this very young girl like doing that to a very old man. That just grosses me out. Not him personally, but I was like, I don't want to do this. I was like trying to seduce a clown. He was like, how do I describe it? He's like, da da da. Like, if there were drums or some trumpets, it would be ringing in the back. That's how he looked. And he was like, oh, what a. Oh man, I should have remembered the line. But he was like, well, that's great. Like, it was so out of it. And I know the scene wouldn't work. Like, I could imagine the whole class was laughing in the other room because this seduction scene was just totally becoming a clown act. But there was nothing I could do about it. So the point of the story is my professionalism as an actor. made me continue through the scene in my character, regardless of internally vomiting or not. I played it through and I watched it afterwards. My part was pretty good, I think. But then when it was, us interacting, like it's a scene you couldn't get into. Like it was just so unbelievable because he was really wild. Of course, it's not totally his fault because that's his essence. And so I'm very happy that probably no one will ever see that scene because it was just footage that I held privately. That's just another day in the life of an actress. Fun times. I might have a show in January, a comedy show. Come out. Meanwhile, please subscribe, follow, and like this video and podcast. See you next time.